One of the greatest jazz musicians of the 20th century was Duke Ellington. He was well known for his music, but he was also known for his voracious appetite. He loved to eat. At the same time, he was always concerned about keeping his weight down. He went into a restaurant with a dinner partner one day and announced that to keep his weight down, he would eat only shredded wheat and black tea. When the shredded wheat and black tea were brought to him, he looked at it rather glumly, said grace, and ate it unenthusiastically. After he was finished, he watched his dinner partner devour a thick, juicy steak. Duke's look of determined virtue soon melted into something else. The temptation was too great. He gave up and ordered a big steak for himself. After consuming it, he sat there a few more minutes in a moral dilemma, and then ordered a second steak, covered with onions, with a double portion of fried potatoes, a big salad, sliced tomatoes, and a large lobster covered with butter. Then he moved on to coffee and the famous Ellington dessert, which was a combination of pie, cake, ice cream, pastry, custard, jello, fruit, and cheese. Well, by now his appetite was whetted, so he immediately ordered a breakfast of ham and eggs, pancakes, and waffles. Finally, he remembered his original resolution and finished his meal with another bowl of shredded wheat and black tea. Temptation is something not many of us can withstand. In one of Oscar Wilde's plays, Lady Windermere's Fan, one of the characters says, "I can resist anything except temptation." Nearly every person born could say the same. We are all tempted all the time. Even Jesus faced temptation. During his 40 days sojourn in the desert, he was tempted 3 times. First came the temptation in his hunger to turn stones into bread. Next was to take all the glory and power of the world and make it his own. Finally, he was tempted to stand at the heights of the temple, hurl himself down, and let the angels catch him. Weird temptations. He resisted them all. The interesting thing about this is that he was not really being tempted to do anything wrong. These were not sinful things. There is no crime in turning stones into bread, and no commandment forbidding that. Turning stones into bread would not hurt anyone, except, of course, the baker who makes his living making bread. Nor would there be anything wrong in accepting the power and glory of the world. Glory can be a good thing and well-deserved. Just look at the Olympics and think of all the good he could have done with all that worldly power. Even jumping off from the heights of the temple onto an angelic trampoline might constitute a rather bizarre magic act, but there is nothing really evil in it. These things were not evil, nor sinful, nor truly wrong, but none of them would have helped him do what he had set out to do, to reach the place where he wanted to be. Jesus did not come into this world to change stones into bread. He came to change bread into his body. He did not come to take the power and the glory of the world onto himself. He came to show us that only humility can bring us true glory and the only real power, which is power over ourselves. He did not come to cast himself down from the heights into the depths. He came to lift us up from the depths to the heights. The same may be said of many of our own temptations. Most often, it is not a question of deciding between right and wrong, black and white, good and evil. Most of the time, our choices are both good in some way. The difference is that one of them brings us instant gratification that does not last and does not help us to grow, like using stones as food. We face many choices, many temptations. Some of those choices can lead us forward and take us closer to where we need to be, while some bring momentary satisfaction with no lasting benefit. Duke Ellington enjoyed every morsel of that steak, but it did not exactly bring him closer to his real goal of weight loss. Let us look at the choices we are making. It is one thing to choose the good over the bad, but are we sometimes choosing the good over the better? Let us not be afraid to say yes to the more difficult things in life, for it is nearly always such things that lead us closer to where we really need to be, such things that bring us closer to God.